everybody. It is such an honor to be here. I was watching the videos of the other people that have done this before, and there was Gloria Steinem and stuff, so I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here. So thank you, guys. But I just wanted to say that I'm super just humbled and honored to be here, and I'm already proud of all of you. There is not one single way to be a writer. There are so many ways to get there, and there's not a map. So you guys, I'm sure everyone's already told you that, but when I was coming along, there were less ways to get there, I felt. I thought I had it all figured out when I was 6 years old. I wrote my very first book. It was one of those, I don't think you guys do this anymore, but every first grader would write a little tiny book, and they'd bind it and put wallpaper on the outside of it, and you take it home and you're super proud. Well, I did that, and I told my parents that I was going to be a writer, and they thought it would be a good idea for me to be a journalist, because that's the way you get paid to be a writer, or that, at least back then. Which is a long, long time ago. And so that was is someone's phone going off? So that was my plan. And I went on to be the editor of my junior high paper and my senior high paper. And when I got to college, I was the editor of the fashion magazine, and I was a news reader on the radio station. I joined the paper. I was all set. And my junior year, I took my first internship. And then, but there was some extra room in my schedule, so I took a second internship. The first internship was at Paper Magazine, and the second one was at Guiding Light, the soap opera. The soap opera was for fun. I had 2 days to fill, and my mom and I watched it, and my grandmother watched it, and I wrote a letter to one of the actors when I was probably around 6 years old. So I never got anything back. But there I got that internship, and the one at the magazine. And the magazine one, I would just call people and find out if their addresses were correct. And the soap opera one, I worked in the writer's office, and I got to hang out with cute actors and study story and write down histories of all the characters. And when I graduated, I took a job at the soap opera, not at the magazine, which changed my life. And after doing that I worked my way up to being an assistant, and then I was a writer full-time, and so I got to write about clones and ghosts and all sorts of crazy things, and I learned how to write anything. Like, it felt like I could make anything that wasn't believable sound believable. So soap started getting canceled. And there were 11 soap operas when I started, and there were 4 when I left. And I had to figure out what my next move was. So I ended up kind of having to hustle for the first time in my life. I had to figure out what to do next. I took a job on The Apprentice, and I wore a Dairy Maid uniform and was in Times Square at some point. I ghost wrote books. I wrote a pilot for MTV that didn't get made. And one day I ran into an editor at a party, and I told her what I wanted to do, and I ended up writing Dorothy Must Die. So again, I thought I had it all figured out at age 6, but I was wrong. There are so many different ways to get there. I want to take a moment before I give any advice and make you say one thing. Can you repeat after me? I am a writer.
I am a writer.
Do it again. I am a writer.
I am a writer.
Okay. It's one thing that every writer I know is waiting to get paid to say those words, but you already are doing it. So respect that and say that over and over and over again to everyone you know, and especially to yourself. And that's how you get there. I got a job once I was sitting on the steps of my college with a friend, and I was complaining about not working, about the soap opera thing, and next thing you know, I'm ghostwriting. Like, being able to vocalize what you want, as scary as that is, it's really important. And also just to be able to talk about your work and share your work. That's how it gets better. Secondly, you actually have to do the work. You have to finish things. You have to write as much as you can. I have a writer friend who's super successful. He writes for TV, and he's created lots of shows, and he gets up every morning at 5 in the morning and writes every day. And he does it for 5 hours. I don't do that, but I do try to write every single day because that's the only way you get better. Even if you're already successful, you have to keep doing it. Thirdly, I would say, I always say this to everyone when it comes to writing, to write what you don't know. I mean, we always say, write what you do know, and I say stay true to yourself, but also write that big scary thing that is outside of yourself, that thing, that crazy idea. For me, that was Dorothy. That was, I followed my yellow brick road, and I ended up somewhere I didn't think I was gonna be. For you, it's something else, and I can't wait to see what you all do. You're gonna end up somewhere amazing, and I wanna see that. And lastly, I just want to say I'm super envious of all of you. You come at a time when there's so much opportunity, and that means there are more internships, and there are more programs like these, and there are more people to talk to. There's Wattpad, there's self-publishing, there's traditional ways, there's television, there are doors opening that you never imagined. When I was a kid, I never even thought about writing a novel. I thought journalism was the only way. And now I write books and TV and all sorts of things. So just in closing, I want you to say it one more time. I am a writer. Thank you, guys.